Hey my sisters and my brothers, whoever is watching. Hey you guys. So this video is a story time slash let's talk, I guess. I wanted to do a get ready with me video, but then I decided it's not gonna work. So yeah, this video is more so to talk about kind of like, without it being kind of lecture-y, about like just mental health, kind of like being a black woman in America type thing. Like, it's hard. And I'm a woman who I feel like now they make like mental health kind of like a fad. Everybody's talking about it, depression and anxiety and just panic attacks, and I feel like it's a fad now, and people kind of just like, it's like being a vegetarian, being a vegan. Like, it's all a fad. Like, everybody just says it just to say it. I feel like it took me a while to kind of realize that I had anxiety. And honestly, at first, I've had panic attacks before. I didn't really know they were panic attacks. Now that I look back at it from when I was younger, I just always thought, you know, and being with someone who my boyfriend doesn't really understand my anxiety, and he doesn't really understand, you know, he never understood like mental health. He always thought that, you know, we're black, growing up in the hood, you're not taught what mental health is. Like, you don't think mental health is a thing. So whenever he sees me going through stuff, he tries now. But before, he really just thought I was being dramatic, or, you know, angry black woman being dramatic. It's just, now I feel like he's understanding that there is such thing as, you know, these mental health things that people have. Story time. So my first time going to a therapist, and when I tell you, I told my friends that I was going to a therapist, and they were all like, "You spending money on what? A therapist? What?" It's funny because it's like, when I look back at it, I laugh too, because I never in a million years thought I was gonna go to a therapist. You know, we live in a black culture. People don't go to therapists. Like, what? But my friends are all just like, "What you need to pay somebody to listen to your problems about, sis? I'm here. Just talk to me. Come on, you can talk to me." Everybody thought it was kind of weird that I was paying money for someone to listen to me talk, because she got friends for her. That's what everybody would say. But people don't understand that when you, something different that, you know, like white people do. No offense to white people. There are white people who go to therapists all the time, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know why? Because they feel like the same way that someone goes to the gym to be physically fit, they see it as them going to a doctor to get their mental back on track. And I feel like I was really kind of debating with myself about going to a therapist. And I feel like the turning point for me that made me decide to go see a therapist is when I was getting ready to move to Atlanta, and I just was having more anxiety. Like, I had so much anxiety. I was stressed out. I was having more panic attacks than I've ever had. I felt like everybody was like, I felt like I had a whole bunch of people downplaying what I was doing and making me feel like I was going to fail. And at that point, I was like, you know what? I've always had these problems. I think I should really go see somebody. And I did. And it was not what I was expecting. Like, I had to go through 3 therapists before I got to the 4th one, which I would say she was by far the best. Like, and here's what I say: when you go into, you know, therapy, remember something. Like my friend said, you're spending your coins to go see these people. So make sure that the person that you're sitting in front of relates to you. So the first 2, like all 3 therapists were white. That was the first problem. A white person, man or woman, a Caucasian person cannot relate to my struggle, period. It's just not gonna happen. And sitting in front of the first one was funny because she was just like, so what brings you here today? And I'm just like, I just want to talk. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what they be wanting me to say. So after I seen the first two, or the first one, I was like, this white man is not gonna work. Deuces. Then I tried somebody else. And she was kind of a cool little white lady, and she asked me the same question, but I was like, I'm gonna give her a chance. And then I started telling her kind of about my childhood. We got into my childhood first. And then she was like, oh, so this person was very abusive to you. Oh my God, that's horrible. She hit you? And like, I wanted to die laughing because like I was raised, you know, you black, your mom hits you. Like your dad, well my dad never hit me, my mom hit me. Like it wasn't like abusive hit, but this woman was thinking that's what it was. And she was already trying to pinpoint my whole life in a nutshell. And then that's when I was like, not gonna work. The third person was pretty much similar. And at that point, I was like, you know what? The people that I'm getting sent to, it's not working. It's not working at all. I was actually going through my job and I was telling myself it's not working, like it's not gonna work. So I told them, give me a list of the people. I got this. I'll figure it out. So they gave me a list. I went through everybody. I went through all their websites. I looked at first of all, I looked at their white. If there was white, that was done. The amount of black therapists on that list was literally, it was like what, 20 to 30 people on that list, and it was like in my area that I was willing to travel to, there was about 5 black women on that list, and like a few Spanish people. I was going through the list. I called a few of the black women, left some messages. Nobody really called me back, except for this one lady, which is the 4th therapist that I saw. And when I get there, it's not even the lady that was on the brochure that was supposed to be my therapist. And that's why I said God had a hand in this. He had a hand in this. Because the person who sat in front of me, was a black Haitian therapist. Can y'all believe it? And for anyone who doesn't know, I am Haitian. I'm Haitian American. I was just sitting there like, oh, so you a Zoe? You a Haitian? Okay, it's about to be lit. And I feel like getting into the conversation, we were just talking, and then she just opened up and she was just talking to me. We were talking about, she was just like, what issues do you have? Which was different because everybody was like, what brings you here? She was like, what issues do you have? Not aggressive or anything, but she was just, what issues do you have? And I was just like, I feel like I have a lot of anxiety. And then, you know, we were talking, we were trying to get to the root problem. I was telling her about my move. On top of that, we started to really like get into the nitty-gritty of my household. But it was so dope because being Haitian, she understood exactly what I was saying. Like, she understood the Haitian tree to a T. Like, and it was just talking to her and talking to her about me and my mother's relationship, talking to her about me and my childhood trauma, things that I've been through, things that people don't know about, my own family doesn't. Just talking to this woman, and for a good amount of years I've had a lot of anger towards my parents. And I feel like talking to her kind of released some of that anger, because she was able to allow me to see my anger, see myself, and see my parents, and see their side. And I also feel like people always say your friends are gonna tell you. You can talk to me. You can talk to your friends. You always can talk to your friends, but your friends will never be able to, how can I say this? Your friends always have your back. This person that's sitting across from you that you're talking to, they are unbiased. They don't know nothing about you. They're hearing everything from a clear mind and a clear ear. Opposed to you talking to your friends who heard the story 1,000 times, 1,001 times over. And they're just giving you the same advice. And they're not really hearing what you're going through. And I feel like before I was able to speak to her up until I had to leave for Atlanta, and I feel like she helped me with a lot of my anxiety. She kind of opened me up. I still feel like I have a lot of growing to do, because when you're someone who has anxiety, I'm always constantly thinking. I'm always thinking that I'm not good enough, or I'm not going to live up to the standards that these high standards that I've set for myself. I'm always feeling like everything's gonna go wrong. When you have anxiety, it feels like there's someone constantly in your head saying, it's like you're in the front end and that person's in your head. For me, that's how it is for me. Someone's in the back of your head like, nah, this not gonna work. Nah, but you know you can't do that. You're not that good. Oh, but what about this? What if this happens? What if that happens? That's how it is for me. There's constantly someone in my head telling me that I can't do it, or telling me. And you know, maybe it's subconsciously me that's telling myself that. But there's always something that's making me feel like I'm overthinking everything. And then when it gets real bad, when I'm stressed out and I have anxiety, and I have to be you gotta be the strong black woman. You gotta be the strong black woman to your family, the strong black woman to your friends. You gotta be strong and stoic at work. I feel like a black woman always has 1,000 masks on, and she can never really be herself. And it's sad, because even though I'm speaking from the black woman's plight, for the black man, they're always going through that as well. Mental health is so important, and I don't know why. Something made me want to do this video. I don't know if it's for me to send this out to someone else. Oh, I'm getting emotional, you guys, because I feel like I have been through so much. Oh, I hate getting emotional, but I have been through a lot, and I want to be a beacon of light to someone else, to tell you that any type of mental, even if it's PTSD, you can get PTSD from living through the hood, living in the hood. You can get PTSD. Like, even if you're going through something so traumatic and hurt, if you can't afford to talk to a therapist, then talk to your friends. But don't medicate. Don't use medication. Don't use opioids. Don't use drugs. And to mask the pain, talk to someone, or find out how you can release the pain that you're feeling. I tend to carry a cloud over my head, but lately I've been trying to just push that cloud away, like, bitch, go. Like, oh, this video is getting long, but I don't know who this video was for. All I can say is, to anyone watching, to all my sisters, to all my brothers, if you feel like you suffer from depression, anxiety, anger, panic attacks, PTSD, please, even your job. I was able to do my therapy through my job. I didn't say that. Your job probably has things where you're able to get counseling. You don't even know, for free. And it comes through with your medical. You guys should really look into that. Because at the end of the day, you could be a strong black woman forever. You could be a strong black man. But if there's something inside your soul and your mind that's fucking you up, you gotta get that. You gotta get that looked at. You spiritually, you gotta fix yourself. Mentally, you gotta fix yourself. Physically, shit, you gotta fix yourself. Them physically, mentally, and spiritually, if the mental ain't right, the other two follow. Shit, if the body ain't right, the other two follow. Spiritually, if you ain't spiritually right, whatever religion you follow, the rest don't go either. These three things are like a tree. They all intertwine together. Don't listen to nobody tell you you shouldn't go to a therapist. Don't listen to that bullshit. Niggas be hanging, period. So, that is it for the video. If you guys have any questions about how I deal with my anxiety, or if you guys want me to go over things about what I do to get over like my panic attacks or my anxiety, like, subscribe, and thank you guys for watching. Catch me in the next video.